Welcome to everybody to the first edition of the DMV Driver. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lawrence Larry Bland, Larry for short. I've been driving Uber and Lyft now for, I guess, going on 3 years. I started out part-time, then I became full-time, then I'm back to part-time because my other job, or rather my passion, real estate, has really started taking off. So I'm basically only driving on the weekends now. But I have driven almost 10,000 trips between Uber and Lyft. So I guess you could say I know a little bit about ride sharing. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, the purpose of this, I'm going to be doing a series of videos and basically trying to impart some of the things that I've learned that maybe will help somebody else out there. Now, I can really only speak as far as the area that I drive in. I drive in the DMV area, which is Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And a lot of people ask, well, can you really make money driving rideshare? Well, the answer to that question is yes and no. It depends on how you treat this. If you treat this as a business, treat it as your business. Remember, you don't work for Lyft. You don't work for Uber. You're an independent contractor. And if you treat this as such, yeah, you can make a lot of money driving and also whatever your other business is, because most people tend to have something else. And one thing I found that most drivers tend to have another business, and I wouldn't say it on the side. And don't treat your Uber, your Uber or Lyft business as a side business, as something you do on the side. Treat it as a full-time business, and it'll pay you back in spades. Now I'm going to give some tips let's say, like in my area, everything that I say here is basically going to be pertaining to my area. So I don't know as far as what your market is like, how it works. But I was reading on someone else's blog, or rather someone else's YouTube channel, they asked, well, how should you get trips? I mean, should I sit and wait? Okay. Now, I'll say for this area, I have tried both. I've sat and wait, and I've also chased. And what I've found is, one, I save more gas when you sit and wait. And now, see, this area is pretty busy. What I'll do is I'll start out from my home, which is in Clinton, Maryland, and I'll just log in. I'll be upstairs, maybe watching TV or something or whatever, surfing the internet, and I'll log in. And then I'll get a trip request. It'll be either Uber or Lyft. Whichever one pops in first, bam, that's what I have set. Oh, by the way, I use an app that's called Maestro, and it does a great job. I make about 30% more. What it does is it uses Lyft and Uber. It allows you to automate things where you never even have to touch the screen. So when I log in, I'm logged into Uber and Lyft both at the same time, and whichever one comes first, it takes that trip, then it goes to the other app, shuts the other app down, comes back, and then tells me where to go. It does really great. I'll have the information if you're interested in it. It's very inexpensive, and I make about anywhere from 30 to 50% more when I use the app. Okay. Well, anyway, getting back to what I was saying here. Now, driving and sitting and waiting. What I'll do is, I'll get that first trip, and then wherever it takes me, I will go ahead, drop the person off, and then complete the trip, and then I'll pull over someplace where it's safe and cozy, not too crazy, and then I'll put over and I'll wait. And generally, I'll either have a trip in the queue, or maximum my wait is 10 minutes, and I'll have another Uber or Lyft trip will come right in there. So I'm like going back to back to back. Like when it gets later in the evening, though, a lot of times, I've already got another trip in the queue, so you end up going from one trip to another. And if you're doing, on average, if you're doing like maybe an 8-hour day, you should, at least in the DMV area, you should, take home anywhere from $150 to $200 or more. I mean, every time you do it. Like I said, if you're doing an 8-hour day, that's about what your take home should be. And I'm talking about after gas, after expenses, or if you're, maybe you want to grab a bite to eat. That's another thing as far as maximizing what you can make with Uber and Lyft. If you can, I recommend taking a lunch with you, okay, or a dinner if you're driving at night or something like that. Well, that's all I got to say for right now. I'll get some more out, and if you got any questions, and if you find this information useful and helpful, please like, share, and don't forget to register on my channel. I'm going to have a lot more information, a lot more good stuff things in regards to Uber, and also, like I said, my other business is real estate. I'll also impart some stuff in there. I've been involved in real estate for like 25 plus years, so I know it pretty well, and it's pretty decent right now. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and God bless, and good luck to all of you.